English podcast.
From Learn English with Joy. Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Learn English with Joy. I'm Emily.
And I'm Chris. We're so happy you're here with us today, ready to grow, learn, and enjoy your English journey.
So let's start with a simple but powerful question. Do you ever pause before speaking English? Because you're trying to translate every word in your head? If you just nodded, yep, you're not alone. I used to do that too when I was learning Chinese. I remember sitting in a cafe, trying to order a simple drink, but my brain was going crazy. I had to think of the word in English, translate it in my head, and then say it out loud. And by the time I spoke, I felt so tired and unsure. That sounds familiar. I've heard the same thing from so many English learners. They understand a lot, but when it's time to speak, they freeze. Why? Because they're busy translating every single word.
Today, we want to help you break that habit. We'll show you how to stop translating in your head and start thinking in English instead.
And don't worry, it's not about being perfect. It's about training your brain to respond naturally, step by step. So, let's get started. Together.
Okay, let me tell you something personal. When I was learning Chinese, I used to translate everything in my head, every single sentence. It took forever. I'd hear someone say something simple, like, 你想喝什么? And I'd freeze. First, I'd translate it into English to understand it. Then I'd try to create an answer in English. And then I'd translate it back to Chinese to say it. I was tired before I even opened my mouth.
That's such a common experience, and it makes speaking English feel stressful. Many learners say, I understand English, but I can't speak it. But the real problem is not vocabulary. It's the habit of translating.
Exactly. Translating slows you down. It stops your natural flow. You become so focused on getting it right that your brain forgets what you want to say. It's like trying to write a text while running. You're doing too many things at once.
And that creates something we call a mental block. That's when your brain just freezes. You know what you want to say, but your mouth can't follow. And the more you think about it, the worse it gets.
Yeah, it's like this little voice in your head that says, wait, is that correct? What's the grammar? What's the exact word? Suddenly, your focus moves from communication to perfection. And that's where we get stuck.
And that's the danger of perfection. We think we need to say the perfect sentence with the perfect grammar using the perfect word. But real-life conversations, they're not perfect. They're human. They're messy. And that's okay.
Yes, nobody stops a conversation because you said, he go to school, instead of, he goes to school. They'll still understand you. The goal isn't perfection, it's connection.
Let me ask you this. Have you ever spoken with a child learning their first language? Do they worry about grammar rules or big words?
Of course not. They just speak. They say what they can, not what they should. And guess what? That's how they get fluent, by using the language, making mistakes, and trying again.
So here's a mindset shift. Every time you speak English, even with mistakes, you are winning. Because you're training your brain to think in English, not just study it.
And thinking in English is the real goal. That's when things start to change. You'll feel less tired, less nervous, and more confident. You won't need to pause, translate, then speak. You'll just speak.
In the rest of today's episode, we'll show you 4 powerful steps to help you stop translating in your head. These are practical, simple habits you can start today. No textbook needed.
So get ready. You're not just learning English anymore. You're learning to live in English.
And that's a beautiful thing. Let's try a quick example. Think about this sentence in Chinese. 我想去吃饭. Now, try to say it in English. If you go step by step, you might think, I want, go, eat.
See what happens? Your brain is busy translating words, not building sentences. You lose the natural rhythm. You hesitate. You feel unsure.
That's why so many learners get frustrated. They know the words, but when they speak, it doesn't sound smooth. And then comes the overthinking. Another key word for today.
Yes, overthinking. That's when you think too much about every little thing. You check grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation, all at the same time. And the result? You say nothing.
So if you've ever been in that situation, don't worry. You're not bad at English. You're just stuck in the habit of translating.
And habits can be changed. Today, we'll show you how to stop translating and start thinking in English with more confidence and speed.
Let's review the key words from this part. Translate. To change one language into another. Mental block. When your brain freezes and you can't speak. Overthinking. Thinking too much and getting stuck.
In the next part, we'll show you the first big step, learning words as ideas, not translations.
And trust us, this is going to feel like a breath of fresh air. Ready? Let's go.
In the next part, we'll show you the first big step, learning words as ideas, not translations.
And trust us, this is going to feel like a breath of fresh air. Ready? Let's go.
Okay, here's a simple question. When I say the word apple, what comes to your mind?
Do you picture the word pinguo? Or do you see a shiny red fruit? Maybe you even smell it or imagine taking a bite. Crunch.
Haha, now I want one. But seriously, that's the secret. You don't need to think of the Vietnamese or Chinese word first. You just connect the English word with the thing itself.
Exactly. That's what we call learning words as ideas. You don't just memorize the word. You connect it to something real, an image, a feeling, a situation. That's how children learn. And it works for adults too.
Let me give you an example. When I learned the word sunset, I didn't translate it. I remembered a quiet evening on the beach with my mom. The sky was orange and pink, and everything felt peaceful. Now, when I hear sunset, I feel it. I don't need to translate it.
That's so beautiful. I had something similar with the word cozy. I was reading a book under a blanket, drinking hot tea. It was raining outside. That feeling? That's cozy. Once you connect a word with a moment like that, boom, you don't forget it.
So here's the idea. Stop learning English as a list of translations. Start learning it as a collection of little experiences.
Let's try a fun activity together. We'll say 3 words, and we want you to picture them in your mind. Ready?
First word, smile. Close your eyes. Can you see someone smiling at you? A friend, a baby, a stranger at the market?
Second word, coffee. Ah, do you smell it? Are you in your favorite cafe? Is it morning and you're still sleepy?
Third word, tired. How does it feel in your body? Heavy eyes? Yawning? That 白托别让我动弹的感觉?
See what we're doing? We're not giving you definitions. We're letting your brain make connections. That's called word association, and it's a superpower for language learners.
Yes, it's how your brain works best. You remember stories, not dictionary definitions. You remember feelings, not flashcards.
And the cool part? The more you do this, the faster your brain gets. When you hear the word rain, you won't stop and think, what's that in English? You'll just see the rain. Boom, instant connection.
So here's a little tip for you this week. Every time you learn a new word, don't translate it. Instead, draw it, feel it, or connect it to a real moment in your life.
And if you like drawing or journaling, even better. Write the word, add a little picture, or describe a memory that fits. Make it yours.
All right, to review, today's key idea is learn words as ideas, not translations. Use images, feelings, and real moments to build stronger memory.
Coming up next, we'll show you how to surround yourself with English so your brain naturally starts thinking in English, without stress.
That's right. Welcome to the world of micro-immersion. Let's dive in.
Now, when people hear the word immersion, they usually think of moving to an English-speaking country, right? Yes, like going to the UK or the US, living there for 6 months, speaking English all the time, and spending thousands of dollars.
Exactly. But the good news is, you don't have to travel anywhere. You can create micro-immersion in your daily life, right where you are.
Micro-immersion means small but regular moments of English throughout your day. Think of it like a gentle English shower. Not a flood, just little drops here and there.
Let me share a few things I did when I was learning Chinese. First, I changed my phone settings to Chinese. The first few days were weird. I couldn't find my alarm or the weather app.
Oh no, how did you survive?
Haha, slowly. But after 1 week, it felt natural. I stopped translating. I just knew what the words meant because I saw them every day. That's exposure.
Exactly. And you can do the same with English. Start small, change your phone's language, then maybe your laptop. Little by little, English becomes part of your normal environment.
Here's another trick I used. I started naming things around me in English. When I made breakfast, I'd say plate, spoon, eggs, toast. When I walked outside, I'd think tree, sky, street, dog.
It sounds simple, but it's powerful. Because you're not translating, you're connecting English directly to real life.
And you're training your brain to think in English without pressure. No tests, no grammar books, just real words in real life.
I love that. One more tip? Listen to English in the background, every day, while you brush your teeth, make your bed, or drink your coffee.
Podcasts, music, YouTube videos, whatever you enjoy. Don't worry if you don't understand everything. Just listen. Your brain will start picking up the rhythm, the sounds, the structure.
We call that passive learning. Your brain is working even when you're not trying.
But remember, it's not about listening once a week. It's about small, regular contact. That's why we say micro-immersion.
Let's review a few key phrases from this part. First, immersion. Being surrounded by English in your environment.
Second, exposure. Seeing or hearing English often, even if it's just for a few minutes.
And third, surround yourself with English. Create a space where English becomes your daily companion, not a stranger.
So here's your action step. Pick one small change today. Change your phone language. Listen to an English podcast. Or name 5 things around you right now in English.
And don't underestimate how powerful that one small change can be. When you see English every day, even just a little, your brain starts saying, "Oh, this is part of my life now."
Exactly. It's like planting a tiny seed. At first, it doesn't look like much, but with a little sunlight, in this case daily English, it grows. You won't see results overnight, but after a week, 2 weeks, a month, you'll suddenly realize something amazing.
You'll understand more. You'll think faster. You'll pause less. And most importantly, you'll feel more natural with English.
It's kind of like learning to swim. You can read books about it or watch YouTube videos, but at some point, you've just got to get into the water. Immersion is the water.
And you don't have to dive into the deep end. Just dip your toes in. A 5-minute English podcast in the morning, naming your lunch ingredients out loud, watching one English video with subtitles before bed.
Over time, your brain starts to accept English as normal, not foreign. It becomes part of how you see the world.
That's the real goal. Not just knowing English, but living with it.
All right, let's review that action step again. Choose one thing today. Just one. Maybe it's saying 5 words out loud before breakfast, listening to 5 minutes of English while walking, setting your alarm app to English.
And tomorrow, add one more. Small steps, every day. That's how you build real fluency, from the inside out.
Coming up next, we'll talk about how speaking out loud, even just to yourself, can be one of the fastest ways to train your brain to think in English.
No pressure, no audience, no judgment, just your voice and your courage. Let's keep going. Small steps. Big progress. You don't need to move to another country to feel connected to English.
In the next part, we'll show you how speaking out loud, even to yourself, can unlock your brain and build confidence fast.
No audience, no judgment, just your voice and a little courage. See you there.
So now you've started speaking out loud. That's great. But what exactly should you say? That's where sentence patterns come in.
Right. Don't try to memorize the whole English language. You don't need thousands of words to speak with confidence.
Exactly. Here's the secret. Don't memorize the whole language. Just repeat patterns. Think of patterns as shortcuts. They help you speak faster, with less stress.
Let's take a simple pattern. I like plus noun or verb. You can use it in so many situations. I like coffee. I like reading. I like quiet mornings.
It's one pattern, but it gives you dozens of useful sentences. And the more you repeat it, the more natural it feels.
Another great one? I'm going to plus place or action. For example, I'm going to the store. I'm going to eat. I'm going to call you later.
Notice something. You're not thinking about grammar. You're just following a pattern, and that's called sentence chunking.
Sentence chunking means learning short pieces of English that always go together, like Lego blocks. Once you know the pieces, you can build anything.
And when you speak using these chunks, your brain doesn't have to stop and plan every single word. That's how you think fast in English.
Let's try it together. I'll say a pattern and you fill in the blank. Ready? I like. Go ahead, say something.
Now try this one. I'm going to say a place or an action.
Good. Even just 5 minutes a day of pattern practice like that can boost your fluency more than hours of memorizing vocabulary lists.
And you can build your own list of favorite patterns. Here are a few more we love. I need to. I usually. I don't like. It's easy to. Can I?
Let's do a mini speed round. We'll say a pattern. You say a full sentence using it. Ready?
Pattern. I need to.
Pattern. It's easy to.
Pattern. Can I?
See how fun and flexible it is? You're not just learning English, you're using it.
Let's review today's key phrases. Sentence chunking. Learning short, useful pieces of language that go together. Pattern practice. Repeating sentence forms to build fluency. Think fast. Speaking naturally without translating. So your challenge today is simple. Pick 2 patterns and practice them out loud. Say 5 sentences for each one. Make them about your real life. It can be anything. Your morning routine, your lunch, your weekend plans.
Keep it simple. Keep it real. Keep it moving.
Next up, we'll go over the vocabulary you've learned so far and give you a little quiz to help you remember.
Time to review, reflect, and speak it out loud. You've got this.
All right, let's start with our first word.
Translate means to change a word or sentence from one language into another. Example. When I first learned English, I used to translate every word from Chinese. Practice. Can you say this? I try not to translate too much when I speak English.
Immersion means being surrounded by a language, like hearing it, seeing it, and using it every day. Example. Changing my phone to English helped me create immersion in my life. Practice. Say this out loud. I use music and podcasts for English immersion. Word association is when your brain connects a word to an image, feeling, or experience, not a translation. Example. When I hear the word snow, I think of a winter trip with my family. Practice. Say a word, then say what it makes you think of. Let's try. Rain. What comes to your mind? A mental block is when your brain feels stuck. You know the word, but you can't say it. Example. During my English exam, I had a mental block. I couldn't speak for 10 seconds. Practice. Say this out loud. I sometimes get a mental block when I overthink.
Output means what you produce, especially speaking or writing in English. It's the opposite of input, listening or reading. Example. Watching shows is input. Speaking English with a friend is output. Practice. Say this. I need more speaking output to improve my English.
And here's something I always remind myself. One sentence today is better than waiting for some day. Because every time you speak, even if it's just one small sentence, you're building a stronger version of yourself.
Yes, You're building confidence, building habit, and most of all, building trust in your ability to communicate. It's not about sounding perfect, it's about being brave enough to try.
I know learners who waited for years, waiting to feel ready. But nothing changed until they simply said one sentence, and then another.
And that's where the magic begins. One moment of courage, one sentence spoken out loud, one step forward.
So here's something small you can do right now. Look around you. Name 3 things you see, in English, out loud. Don't plan, just speak.
Maybe it's table, cup, notebook, or window, phone, pen. It doesn't matter what you say. What matters is that you say it.
Because speaking out loud, even to yourself, is not silly. It's not strange. It's how fluency begins.
You're not just learning words, you're changing how your brain works. You're becoming someone who thinks in English.
So give yourself permission to start. Start small, start messy, start imperfect, but start.
We believe in you, and we're here to walk this journey with you, one episode, one story, one word at a time.
Thank you for being with us today. It means so much that you chose to spend your time learning with us.
And next time, we'll talk about something so many learners ask. How can I make English part of my daily life without stress or burnout?
We'll give you simple, real-life habits that actually work. No pressure, no perfection, just progress. And here's something I always remind myself. One sentence today is better than waiting for someday.
It's like the quote from Zig Ziglar. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great.
So, let's take one small step together. Right now, look around you. Name 3 things you see in English. Say them out loud. Go ahead. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be yours.
This is how real change starts, not with big goals, but with tiny actions done with heart.
Thank you for joining us today. We're so proud of the progress you've made.
And we can't wait to see you next time. We'll be talking about how to make English your daily habit, in simple, low-stress ways that really work.
Until then, keep listening, keep speaking, and most of all, keep believing in yourself.
You're doing better than you think. See you in the next episode.